All right, Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, we'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Mashiach Malaki Washai. That is to say, Yahweh, been named the Heavenly Father, who the world will call God, and Yahweh Shai, been named of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. This is Brother Kesadi from WW3 Jersey, Philly, and I'm currently at the plantation right now. But I can't hold it. We got it. We got to bring this news to you. About an hour or two ago, it officially kicked off. Some may call it the start of World War III. There's definitely been a lot of proxy wars that's been going on. A lot of fighting between Russia, Ukraine, Hezbollah, Gaza, all of Palestine really versus the so-called Israelis, Imminent, the Jewish man, and things just really kicked off and increased even more. As we officially have Iran launching missiles toward Israel today. About 180 ballistic missiles was launched, and we're going to break them down and go into everything that's happened in the past 24 hours. I don't have a whole bunch of time, but we're going to do our best, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, in making this video and updating you. I'm sure brother's going to update, further and more in depth later on tonight, as well as even tomorrow as well, most high willing, with the Watchmen Wednesday. But nevertheless, first and foremost, if you haven't even, subscribed to or if you're following our Twitter, our X account, at official WFI12. Again, that's at official WFI12. You see it on the screen. We try to repost and retweet the latest things that's going on, prophecy updates, most are willing to be live classes and so on and so forth. But just getting right into it, 5 hours ago, it was reports U.S. had reports that Iran was going to attack Israel, right? The Israelis, and we heard things like this before. They said the next 24 hours are going to be very critical, so on and so forth. And then, like we mentioned, an hour ago, Iranian missiles have targeted so-called Israel, right? The land of Israel, right? Supposedly, Iran, they claim over 20 fifth generation F-35 fighter jets were destroyed in Israel. Like I said, they had launched, and pull up a little bit earlier, right here. So this is from OSINT Defender, a reliable source. You can check them out. So it says Israeli officials state that over 180 long-range ballistic missiles were launched tonight by Iran against Israel, with at least half of the missiles believed to have been intercepted by Israeli air defenses, as well as a combined allied force consisting of United States and regional partners. So a lot is going on. I mean, this is not a small thing for Iran to officially declare war against Israel, right? The so-called Israelis. It's not a light thing for America to say that they're hand in hand with them. That's not a light thing. None of this is a light thing, right? And I want to most I will, and there was some more articles I had where I wanted to pull up, right? But and we definitely gonna get these precepts going, right? But it says, this is 42 minutes ago from Bricks News. It says Israel says it will carry out powerful airstrikes throughout the Middle East tonight, right? So notice they said throughout the Middle East. So this is a regional war. This is the war that we talk about. This is what, when brothers say keep watch, this is what we talking about. We're saying keep watching the prophecies. We're telling you to watch your garment. You got brothers just out there doing their own thing while all hell's breaking loose. All hell's breaking loose in the earth. You heard of the rumors of wars, but now you're hearing of these wars, right? So let's go to it. This thing off. Let's go to the book, right? The Lord said you're going to hear wars and what? And rumors of wars. Let's go to St. Matthew chapter 24, right? So this is St. Matthew chapter 24, and I'm going to start at verse number 1. And it reads, Matthew 24:1. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, See ye not at all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And we witnessing this. We're seeing that the Lord surely is going to take down all of these lands, right? The Lord is going to extremely. It's like I meant to say the Lord is going to bring down the extremities of the world, right? Meaning from each coast of the world, the north, the west, the south, the east, and the Most High is going to do it very expeditiously in the name of Yahushua, right? So we see it says Iranian strikes on key highway infrastructure in Israel, right? So we can't pull up that video. My connection kind of not the best right now. Like I mentioned already, I'm still at the plantation, right? But let's read on. St. Matthew 24 verse 2. See ye not at, and Yahushua said unto them, see ye not at all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And we understand that those things are happening. There's a lot of different religions, ideologies, philosophies, ways of life and understanding that's out here in the earth that a lot of our people get down with. A lot of prophets, false prophets that set up that deceive the world, and the world falls away to them. So these are one of the telltale signs that we're in the end of the world. Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So the Lord said all of these things that we see, that's the beginning of sorrows. That's the beginning of great death on the earth, right? We're seeing that the Iranians have now attacked the Israelis. We're seeing that war in that Middle East is brewing up. We're seeing it. And we pulled this verse. And why did this kick off? Well, this kicked off, well, of course it was of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? And this past Shabbat, if you didn't know, the leaders of Hezbollah were killed. Nasrallah and his second in command and the third in command, they were all assassinated. By who? By the Israelis. And the Lord spoke of these things happening. The Lord said that these things will happen. I want to get this real quick. I believe I want the book of let me see. I believe it might be the book of Habakkuk, right? Let me see. Habakkuk chapter 2. Yeah, this is Habakkuk, right? Habakkuk chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at verse. This whole thing, man. This whole thing is always mighty, right? It's always mighty, always mighty. But I'm gonna get right into. I'm gonna start at verse 9, right? And we're gonna jump down. It says, "Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high." And that's what the Israelis have done. That's what so-called Benjamin Netanyahu has done. That's what Amalek has done. That's what Jewish men have done. That's what America has done. And guess what? It says that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people. And that's what they've done. Right? They've cut off many people, and now it's time for them to reap that reward. Right? Which is what? Judgment. If you kill a man, the Lord said, let me get this real quick in Genesis chapter 9. I don't want to misquote it. Genesis chapter 9 and verse 6. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. So the Lord said, when you shed a man's blood, and guess what? Your blood got to be shed. So, I mean, these Amalekites, Jewish men, they think that they run the world and they're going to get away with everything and no one's going to do nothing about it. Even America, these Americans, these Babylonians, they think that no one's going to get up for all the crimes and iniquity they put forth on the earth. No, the Most High surely is going to avenge all of that blood. For America going into all these countries and raping and robbing and murdering and taking everything that they want and doing whatever they want and setting up their U.S. embassy, setting up their naval base, setting up their army base, How the hell does America have an army base over in the Middle East? How is that possible? How do they have embassies all across the earth? Right? Why is that? Why? Because again, they believe in their heart that they run the world, and the Most High has deceived them in such. So let's read on. They think that no one's going to do nothing to them. Let's read on. It says, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. So the Lord said they've sinned against their own soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Meaning what? The atrocities they committed is going to be spoken of in every which way. Right? The building's going to speak of what they did. Right? The bird's going to speak of what they did. The animals, right, going to speak of what they did. Man's blood is crying up to Yahweh in the third heavens, and it's speaking about what they've done. It says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and established a city by iniquity. And we know that the Israelis took over that land, right, from us, right? But there were even Arabs in that land just prior to them, right? The Palestinians, right? Those in Lebanon and so on and so forth. What they plan on doing is they want to take the whole Middle East, those Israelis. See, those cavemen, those cave beasts, they think that they can, again, continue to run society, and whatever they want, they're going to get. That's called pride. America, same spirit. Why? Because it's the same nation, right? The Edomites. And the Lord said, woe to him that built up a town with blood. And we know America has been built off the bloodshed, and let alone the so-called Native Americans, right? Gadites, Reubenites, right? So-called Puerto Ricans, the Ephraimites, so-called Dominicans, the Simeonites, so-called Mexicans, the Issacharites, so-called Argentinians, the Naphtalianites, so-called northern tribes, right? Or let alone them, but of course, what? The so-called black man, right? Judah, right? The so-called West Indian man, right? Benjamin, the so-called Haitian man, right? The tribe of Levi. So the Lord said, woe to him that built a town with blood and established a city by iniquity. I'm going to jump down. Verse 17. For the violence of Lebanon shall cover thee. And what did they just do? Again, they just killed the Hezbollah leader. They killed the leader of Hezbollah. They killed him on damn, when was this? They killed the leader of Hezbollah. Let me see real quick if I could pull this up. Right? Yeah, Khan. So I got this pulled up. They killed the leader of Hezbollah 10:33 a.m. on the Shabbat. So it says Iran says the United States ordered Israel to kill Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah. So that happened. When did this happen? This happened on Shabbat. Right? Let's go over here. So not let alone did they kill him, but then they also hours later they killed Hassan Khalil Yassin. They killed him, like I said, hours later. Right? So they killed the first in command, then they killed the second in command. Then this guy right here, who's actually the third in command. Because the second in command was with Nasrallah when he died. Then they got his cousin. He's right here at the bottom of the screen. And guess what? He's a target now as well. His name is Hashim Safidine, or however you want to say that. So America has been just going the hell off. These Israelis been going off. And guess what? Now they got to pay for this. Now they have to pay for this. I want to see if there's any latest update. As you can see, I'm trying to get this. It's not going to be live when you get it, right? But it's going to be damn near live. Right? Damn near live. Right? Damn near live. So, okay, we got something. We got some report coming in. It says the IDF chief of staff following an assessment this evening says Israel will respond to the Iranian attack. We have proved our ability to prevent the enemy from an achievement by combining exemplary civil behavior and a very strong air defense array. He says in remarks provided by the IDF, we will choose when to exact the price, improve our precise and surprising attack capabilities in accordance with the guidance of the political echelon. So they strapping up. They strapping up. And this is what we want to hear. Right? All the while, 120 more accusers have come forth of Sean Combs. Right? But anyway, they strapping up. They getting ready. Hey, it's time to go to war. Right? It's war time. Don't you hear this? Don't you hear the war drums that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is banging in the earth? The war drums is damn being out in the earth. It's Isaiah chapter 24. Let me start at verse 1. The burden of this desert of the sea, as whirlwinds in the south pass through. So it cometh from the desert, from a terrible land. A grievous vision is declared unto me. The treacherous dealer dealeth treacherously, and the spoiler spoileth. Go up, O Elam. Besiege, O Media. All the sign thereof have I made to cease. Well, who was he talking about? Elam and O Media. What is he talking about? The Iranians. If you didn't notice, Media, or the Medo-Persian Empire, right, which ruled following 539 BC of what? Cyrus the Great overthrowing the Babylonians. They took out the Babylonians. And again, these Medo-Persians, these are Iranians today. These are the modern day Iranians. See, Iran literally is another name for Persia. And Carmania, when you read in 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter, it also speaks about Iran. So the Lord has stirred up the spirit, and he stirred up the spirit before, and he's stirring it up again. He's stirring it up again. And you're looking at it right now. Verse 3. Therefore are my loins filled with pain. It says, pangs have taken hold upon me, as the pangs of a woman that travaileth. I was bowed down at the hearing of it. I was dismayed at the seeing of it. My heart painteth, fearfulness for fright of me. The night of my pleasure had he turned unto fear unto me. It says, prepare the table, watch in the watchtower, eat, drink, arise, ye princes, and anoint the shield. For thus said Yahweh. It's like, for thus had Yahweh said unto me, go, set a watchman, let him declare what he seeth. And that's what we're doing. We're declaring what we see. I'm in my work van, but guess what? I'm out here. I'm doing what I got to do to give you this update. To provide for you this information through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Mashagum like it was shot. To let you know what's happening in the earth. And this is a very exciting time. All praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. As we enter the 7th month tonight at sundown. The holy month. Filled with mirth, filled with joy, but also filled with destruction of this world. Right? Filled with the destruction of this world. We see that our king is going to come and return. Right? It says 3 Israeli military bases near Tel Aviv were struck in arrow missile radars. It says Jordan's military says in a statement, all units and formations in its armed forces general command have been put on high alert to confront any attempts that threaten the security and stability of the kingdom. Check that out. This is from the Pentagon. This is IL Red Alert. Check them out as well. It says, we were not aware of any prior warning from Iran. The situation is being closely monitored. We were prepared in coordination with Israel. That's a damn lie, because I already showed you the report earlier. They try to say they didn't know nothing about this. Well, you did know about it, because you told us earlier. At 12 p.m. you told us that this thing was going to go down. Damn devils. Now you don't know what happened. Now you didn't know, you was not aware. You wasn't aware for 9/11 either. You wasn't aware for damn what is that called? Pearl Harbor neither, right? You just wasn't aware. You wasn't aware with the when the Yellowstone pages posted of the ships being sunk in Cuba, Havana. Or Havana, Cuba. By the Spaniards. You wasn't aware of none of that. No, you knew all of that. You let those things happen because you want to get yourself into war. Got a war's demon on you. Got a damn spirit on you. Right? The Lord put that spirit on you. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, and verse number 39. And it reads. It says, verse 39. And Isaac his father. I'll start at verse 37. Right? It said, verse 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren had I given to him for servants. So what? Esau, you will be our servant. Go to war. Do your thing. Go ahead, boy. Do your damn thing. Why? because we're going to get you next. We're going to own you forever. We're going to own you to the day you're not breathing no more. So do your thing. It says, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And we know how they like to weep and cry. Oh, man. He probably was sobbing and probably damn near had, snot running down his nose and, looking bad out there. Going out sad. It's like Esau like to go out. He like to go out sad with his pants down. Just an embarrassment and a shame and a mocking. But guess what? That's about to happen right now. America's about to be caught with their pants down. See, they forgot that Iran is backed by Russia and they got nukes. They have the most nukes in the earth. They forgot the Most High was dealing with Russia and dealing with the Iranians because they are part of this league known as the Kings of the East, and the Most High already set them up to be the ones to rule in the last day. They're going to get their chance to rule, but it's going to be very small season. Right? We're going to show that. Let's read on. It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heaven. It's like an of the dew of heaven from above. Meaning what? They have the fullness of the earth. They're going to be given the rulership in the last days. It tell you that in 2 Ezra 6 and verse 9. It says, and by thy sword shalt thou live. It didn't say by wisdom shalt thou live. It didn't say by women shalt thou live. It didn't say by anything else but the sword are they going to live. They don't live by the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of Yahweh Shem Shai. That's how you should live, brother, if you're watching this video. That's how you should live, sister, if you're watching this video. But guess what? Esau, he lives by the sword. He lives by destruction. He lives by death. He lives by carnage. He's known as the son of perdition for a reason. That's the book of 2 Thessalonians, right? The 2nd chapter, verse damn 2 on down. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 2 on down, right? Speaks about the man of sin, the son of perdition, Esau, the devil, right? Reading on. It says, and shall serve thy brother. So they're going to live by the sword. Guess what? They also got to serve their brother. You can live by the sword. You can have the fatness of the world, so on and so forth. That's cool. But guess what? We got the next world. We got the next world, and we're going to own you, boy. So do your thing. Like we said already. Do what you got to do. Because we got next and forever. Ba'ashem Mashakum Lakewashai. Right? And it says, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, right, when they're ruling, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Meaning what? We're going to, when they're ruling and they're in that peak of state, guess what? We're going to start taking chains off our necks and get up out of this captivity. Let's go to Revelation chapter 17 real quick. Because like I mentioned, Russia has to rule last. That's why this is happening. This is all prophecy about to be fulfilled. This is Revelation chapter 17 and verse number 11. Or I'll start at verse 10. It says, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen and 1 is. Right? The 5 that fell in this context is talking about Greece, talking about Germany, talking about Spain, France, and Great Britain. Right? The one that is during the time of John writing this, John the Revelator, is none other than Rome. Rome is the one that is. Remember, these all are part of the Roman Empire. These are all provinces of the ancient Roman Empire, right? Even the 10 horns, these are also provinces of the ancient Roman Empire. But nevertheless, even more deeper than that, on today's level, it represents NATO. Because today, Rome will be America, and today, NATO will be those original 10 provinces of Rome, which are EU today, right? You got EU, you got the European Union countries, right? So reading on. It says, and when he cometh, he must continue with short slakia. I want to get that last part. And 1 is, and the other is not yet come. The other of the 7 that didn't come yet is Russia. When he's coming, it's talking about him being on earth and ruling. He didn't get a chance to rule yet. Out of all the other Edomite nations, or countries, I should say, they all ruled except for who? Russia. Russia never got a chance to fully rule and take over the earth. Right? But they're going to get that time for a very short time. So I'm going to tell you that. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. Let's get another quick precept on this to solidify this. Right? Let's go to 2 Ezra. Really quickly. Right? Because again, we not even necessarily on this, but I mean, hey man, the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter days some shall depart from their faith. So guess what? We gotta let you know what's going to happen. So Lord willing, you don't depart from the faith of Yahweh Shem Shai, but instead you use these precepts to build upon the faith of Yahweh Shemashah. You use the prophecies to continue on in the spirit. This second Ezra chapter 12 and verse 23. In his last days shall the Most High raise up 3 kingdoms, and renew many things therein, and they shall have the dominion of the earth, and of those that dwell therein, with much oppression, above all those that were before them. Therefore they call the heads of the eagle. Who is this talking about? It's talking about America. America has 3 major empires that's going to rule in the last days. Right? And these 3 major empires is what? America, EU, and it has what? Russia. It's going to tell you. Verse 25. It says, and for these are they that shall accomplish his wickedness, and that shall finish his last end. And whereas thou sawest the great head appear no more, it signified that one of them should die. It signified that one of them should die upon his bed, and yet with pain. And who is this talking about? This is talking about none other than America. They're going to be killed when they're in their comfort. When you're on your bed, you're in your comfort, you're relaxing, you're not worrying about a trouble. Right? You're trying to get some rest. You comfort, you stretching out, you got your blanket, you put your blanket over you, and you maybe got the windows open, or you got the AC on, and you feeling nice and you good. Right? Maybe you like to sleep in the heat. Maybe you want to have some, it's getting cold, it's about to enter to the winter time, but the point is, the bed represents your comfort and your comfortability and your state of rest. And that's what's going to happen with America, where they the least expected. All hell is going to break loose, and America, which is this great head, is going to be overthrown. For the 2 that remain shall be slain with the sword. For the sword of the one shall devour the other, but at the last shall he fall through the sword himself. So Russia is going to overthrow the EU, NATO, the remaining of that, and then they're going to be the ones that's going to be destroyed last. And all of this is to link up with what's going to happen very soon, where Iran is a part of these kings of the East, and they're going to be the ones to help with Russia and China and these nations to overthrow, and Turkey, of course, right, Gog and Magog, to overthrow the West and these empires. So I'm going to get this and I'm going to wrap up. This second Ezra chapter 15, and I just want to get right to it. Verse 30. Also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians, meaning those that's in power. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. So these Iranians are going to remember their nature. Remember how wild they are. Remember how they're in league with these Arab countries, and they literally have something known as the Arab League, where they're all going to be confederate together, and they're going to band and try to really take power back in the Middle East. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring in great power to persecute them. I'm gonna jump down to verse 39. It says, and then shall there come great storms from the south and from the north, and another part from the west, and strong winds shall rise from the east, and shall open it, and the cloud which he raised up in a wrath, and the star stirred to cause fear toward the east, and the west wind shall be destroyed. Meaning what? So the Lord is going to stir up spirits, right, of destruction in the east and in the west, and it's going to be nuclear missiles that's going to start to be launched down. Verse 40. And the great and mighty clouds shall be lifted up with full of wrath. And the clouds of these nations is talking about their military jets, their fighter jets that operate in the clouds, that operate in the sky. Aerial strikes is going to be dropping down. It says, shall be lifted up full of wrath, and of the star, that they may make all the earth afraid, and them that dwell therein, and they shall pour out over every high and eminent place and horrible star. So what? Nuclear missiles are going to start to be launched in the earth. That's the very next thing that's going to be kicking off very soon. Of course, we got Jacob's trouble, which is any given day now. Because before these nuclear missiles start to really drop off, you got to have Jacob's trouble kick off. But given that we're dealing with this war between these nuclear powers now, how much closer are we to all hell breaking loose and Jacob's trouble kicking off? Right. So again, I wanted to give you this update. Definitely check out Watchmen for Israel on Twitter at official WFI12. Of course, again, we want to give all honor and all glory to Yahweh. By Hashem Mashakum like it was shy. This is Brother Kasadi from WFI Jersey, Philly. Keep watch. Remember what's going on. Keep your garment, right? Throw up prayers. This is the hour of prayer, and we enter in the hour of temptation. Kwame Asharala, Shalom.